Hello, I just wanted to thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I am Mandy Clifford. I am the director of the stage reading of this production of The Intersection of the Head and the Heart by Stephanie Rossmeisl, who's in the audience tonight. I just want to let you guys know that we do have a brief 10-minute intermission between the two acts. Thank you so much for coming to the world premiere of The Intersection of the Head and the Heart. Woohoo! The Intersection of the Head and the Heart by Stephanie Rossmeisl. Scene 1, a nondescript room. The barely audible sound of a dog barking from down the hall. Hayley is with a boy, Keegan. They are holding stuffed baby Yoda Build-A-Bears and the little hearts that go inside them.
Isn't this just the best birthday ever?
Yeah, because I'm with you.
All right, now we gotta listen to what the lady has to say. You don't want your heart to get cold. You rub your heart together with your hands, Keegan.
Rubbing it.
Rub it!
It's rubbing it.
Now jump up and down with your heart like she said. Jump 7 times. Yay! Now rub it on your muscles.
Yours is going to be a stronger gel than yours. I'm rubbing all its muscles extra hard.
Well, mine's gonna be closer to the force, so it doesn't need muscles. Oh, we gotta rub it on our head so we can have the smartest Jedi around.
Rubbing heart on Yoda's forehead.
Mine's gonna be smarter than yours.
What
Yeah-huh.
is that?
I say.
Okay, big brain.
Now you gotta make a nice big birthday wish.
Done.
Me too. And you gotta kiss it now.
No.
Want me to kiss it for you? There you go. Now we gotta stick our hearts inside so the lady can sew them all up.
We see that the bears are instantly all sewn up now.
Thank you. Say thank you, Keeks.
Thank you.
You got your hat?
I'll put it on later.
Come on, we gotta put it on now too. Mommy wants us to take a picture of them.
Okay, but where's...
Hayley goes behind Keegan and suddenly puts the Build-A-Bear birthday hat on him. She then has them pose together for an invisible person.
Let's get one for your Yoda too.
Hayley suddenly pulls out a bear-sized birthday hat for Keegan's baby Yoda.
You should get him a lightsaber or something.
I want to get that NASA t-shirt.
Why do you want to get him that? He's already got his rope.
I want to get it for your other tag.
It's your birthday, Keeks.
And it's yours too. I want you to have it.
Okay.
Hayley pulls out the bear-sized NASA t-shirt.
Mommy's asking if you want anything else.
She is?
If you don't want anything, give your Yoda's tag to me so she can pay for it.
Okay.
And ring the birthday bell like that lady was saying.
Hayley suddenly pulls out a handbell.
That's not the birthday bell. It should be over on that one.
No, this is it. Ring it.
Okay, if you say so.
Keegan reads it and then Hayley rings it.
Yay!
Does that mean we're going to go home now?
No, silly, we're off to Canopy now, and we're gonna go in the Star Blaster.
We're going to go home.
That's not... You were so excited when you told the lady.
What lady?
The one over there, silly goose. The one who fixed our Yodas.
I still don't.
And you told Mommy just now.
She's not here, big brain.
Well, she's gotta be close. Look, there she is in the car.
No, Hayley, I'm tired.
Hey, look, Canopy, we're here already. Bring your Yoda along so we can protect you from throwing up on the rides. There's the Star Blaster!
Hayley, stop it. You're already a space cadet.
Don't be like Daddy.
Yes, you are.
Hey, the arcade! Let's go there first. I know. Let's take turns playing Galaga, see who gets the higher score. I've been practicing.
There's nothing there.
What do you mean there's nothing there? What's this then?
Hayley puts her Yoda down and Lime's playing an arcade machine. Keegan steps in front of it, but she doesn't seem to notice him.
Where'd you go, Keeks?
I'm right here.
Come on, Yoda, let's find Keeks. Use the Force.
Barking is heard off stage.
Hey, can you hear Russ?
Oh, hey, there you are. It's just a dog that sounds like Russ, Keegan.
barking heard again.
That's Russ. Call him over.
Russ is at home, Keegan, with Daddy.
The dog begins to whine.
Do something. He's crying.
That's not him, Keegan.
More whining.
What's wrong with you? Ranger is crying.
How do you know who Ranger is?
I'm now coming through. It took me like 3 days to say the thing that will make you realize something's not right here.
What?
I was having fun at first.
At first. It's your
Yeah,
birthday.
my 24th, not my 7th.
Keeks.
What do you stick yourself in this loop, Hayley? We've been going to Build-A-Bear making Baby Yodas over and over again for days ever since.
I don't see the problem here. This is fun.
This is keeping you from...
Nothing, because there's nothing else to be doing. We're just at Canopy having fun with our new
Why are you
Yodas.
distracting yourself like this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is keeping you from checking in with me and Mom after she told you the news.
She told me enough. I thought she wouldn't have time to talk.
You're full of shit. All those texts and missed calls from you. Not only distracting yourself, you're lying to yourself too.
That's... No, why would you say that?
Big brain little, can I see what's right in front of her?
Yes, I
Really,
can.
then I want to hear you say it.
You're being mean, Keegan.
Not being mean, not being realistic. Now say it.
You can't make me.
Aggressively grabbing Hayley's yoga.
Well, Rip, you're out of the shit.
All right. So I don't want to have my next call with Mom be the one where she tells me you're gone. Deal with it.
No, you deal with it. Everything else you're doing is unhealthy.
Suddenly letting go of Hayley's yoga.
I mean, I'm not even real, just like how a lot of other things here aren't real. It's not just a little mom lesson in mine, is it?
No, it's not. I've let you down, Keeks. I'm just sitting here like 100 million miles away instead of being there with you. I'm a shit sister. I'm up here for you and I still end up being a shit sister. I can't even save you.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're forgetting something you found yesterday. Release man?
What? No, Keeks, I can't.
You can or you won't.
There won't be enough time to get something down to you.
I have a bad attitude.
If we rush things, if we skip over a step, it could hurt you.
Couldn't even use the argument with Derek, but you think he'll work on me.
Derek wasn't in the right mindset to listen to me yesterday.
He loves you, Richard. You know he's all he's got. He would be devastated to lose him, so of course he would be determined to stick to his opinion.
An opinion that could lead to Ranger getting worse or killed.
Farrah thinks it's the best course of action. Being a mentor with 30+ years experience in biotech and astronautics thinks this is the way to go. You should go along with it.
Still can't do this, Keeks. You understand why there's no other way to approach this?
Yes, I do and I don't, because the real me sure as hell will get it.
I can't let my emotions get the better of me again.
What you did then? Those were cause of negative emotions. Hate, anger. Can't you see this will be out of love?
Me wanting to protect you is out of love too.
Listen, my odds now are I'll either die either way, so you gotta drop.
Courageous Keegan.
Exactly. You can be courageous, Hayley, too, even though that isn't mine.
Well, it's one thing when Mom said that because of the Canopy Magician. It's another thing when you use that name to promote being reckless.
If I'm being reckless, then there's a part of you that wants to be reckless too. I've already spent full potential. Work for me.
No, Keegan. Something will go wrong. There are protocols set in place by NASA and Galaxy Z.
You make an exception for your own fucking brother? Jesus Christ. It's one thing when you say this kind of shit to Derek, it's another totally fucked up other thing when you say to me.
I guess I take back what I said. You wouldn't understand why there's no other way, so I shouldn't even try anymore.
Hayley.
I can't do what Farrah and Derek want, Keegan. I would do everything I could with Veer to spend, but I can't.
You're willing to relieve all these old memories. Or in hoping on the chance to be able to create new ones when you get back.
Don't.
Come on, Hayley. Be big brain. Figure this very slim out.
Get away from me, Keegan.
She went away again.
Get out of here.
I can't get out of here if I'm not here to begin with.
I can get you out of my head at any minute.
I can see you try.
Holding up yoga.
Don't make me, Keeks.
Oh, I'm so scared.
I mean it!
Shit scientist as well as a shit sister, Hayley.
Hayley throws her baby Yoda at Keegan. Catching the Yoda.
That Farrah isn't acting irrational.
Hayley barrels towards Keegan and punches him where he's holding the Yoda. Keegan then disappears as he and Yoda fly out the door. We can now see that Hayley is alone. End scene. Scene 2. Farrah sitting alone in the lab, doing some prep work on some tubes. Some other equipment is around her table. Corinne is off to the side, stroking a succulent.
You're taking good care of them, I see.
Mm-hmm.
The Dahlias could probably use this kind of magic touch on them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you can say? Mm-hmm. Are you even listening?
I discovered something incredible here, Corinne. Me and the junior researcher Hayley found this yesterday. It's got all of these incredible properties to it. It can regenerate, has an entirely new quality beyond just your simple mitosis or meiosis.
It's like you're hundreds of millions of miles away.
183.23 million. Anyway.
It takes a toll. NASA and Galaxy should really consider this when they plan their next mission.
I'm fine.
Sure you are. People just naturally have deep-set eye bags under their eyes.
Already spent.
I've seen this look in you before. The cogs turning in your head.
I won't let you do this to me. You're guilting me. If that's all you're really here for, you should just leave.
I'm not leaving.
Isn't it time for you to go pick up Monique's kids from school? You're always the responsible batch who leaves early to pick up the grandkids.
I don't want to pick them up and tell them that Meme is about to make the biggest mistake of her life.
You said I was making the biggest mistake of my life when I signed up on this mission.
I was trying to help you.
Were you?
Yes.
You were holding me back.
I was trying to protect you. Your daughter needs you. Your children need you. I need you. The real you. The day Luna Johannesson first offered this opportunity to you, you got a similar look in your eyes as you have right now.
A look?
Like something had shut off inside of you, died inside of you. But then, you remember later that day we watched?
Love Actually.
Yeah. And it was like the real you came back. At the end of the Christmas pageant thing part, you leapt on the coffee table like you were 30 years younger and you started to sing to me, "All I want for Christmas is you." Not caring that it was the middle of July. It was just like after our first date when we watched the anniversary screening of it at downtown. You need to bring some of that fun with you here.
There's no time for fun here. There's too much to do.
You need to put as much distance as you can between yourself and this for your own sanity.
I can't. There's so much to do. I can't stop now.
You can always find a balance.
I've already made so much headway since yesterday afternoon.
Since yesterday afternoon? Are we talking nonstop?
Of course I am. Like I said, there's lots to do.
But how can you form a coherent thought or even measure your progress when you barely slept over 24 hours?
I just can't.
Didn't realize I married Superwoman over here.
There's one thing this base has a sufficient supply of, it's coffee, and that's enough.
It absolutely is
Look!
not.
Viridian sperm regenerates the cells in other plants. I can't just ignore that. I mean, you see your succulent there. It looked clinically dead ever since I brought it up to the greenhouse, which, need I remind you, I only did because you kept nagging me.
Sure.
That I should bring it up with me. But then Hayley and I noticed yesterday that when some of Viridian's sperm sap got onto it, it started to repair itself. But what?
You just don't get it. What you're doing here is not healthy, and I'm concerned where obsessing over this could lead you.
It'll lead me to greatness.
You thought that when you got coerced by those bastards at A4?
Oh, don't use that! We were technically not in the wrong there.
You illegally tested an HIV virus on animals.
Luna got off scot-free.
You know, I just don't understand how people like her can weasel their way out of responsibility and corrupt those around them while still maintaining a clear conscience. I mean, you're not like that, Farrah. I know you're not. Otherwise, what did you eventually feel the need to tell me what you had done there?
I shouldn't have.
You knew you were wrong. You didn't sleep or eat for weeks. Monique saw her mother turn into a zombie. Are you really going to fully revert into that state again?
I have to seize this moment.
So let me get this straight. You've signed off on this mission after putting the A farm incident behind you for years because you thought working with Luna would earn you her place in society.
Yes, but now I think I can overtake her.
One of the test tubes starts bubbling.
God damn it, Farrah. I don't like this. This is
Think about it. If I found out this plant could work the same on animal and human tissue as it does on plant tissue, I could potentially come home in no time.
This is A farm all over again. The protocols you have to
You should be happy for me.
Let's say everything goes smoothly here. What makes you think you'll be happier?
I would corner the market with the panacea. Luna wouldn't even be able to compete with me. I would be hailed as a hero. and you could be there by my side. And everyone would be like, please, Dr. Charbonneau, my sisters, brothers, cousins, whomever's dying of whatever, I need your help. People would need me.
You wouldn't have to beg if you made it easily accessible.
So that way people like Luna can just take advantage and profit off of me.
Farrah, you're scaring me.
In the end, we can live out the rest of our days without a care in the world.
God. What happened to you in the year, Farrah? You need to come home now.
Home? Now? That's what you want, isn't it? I've had a lot of time to think, to reevaluate things. Being a responsible scientist, where did that ever get me? Fucking nowhere.
Hayley's always been a responsible scientist. Never got wrapped up in anything like you and Luna did at A Farm. She even seems to be on a fast track to becoming a Nobel Prize winner.
Sure, but Hayley's not.
Sure, the first thing she does when she discovers something is to think about how she can share that with everyone. Not her own personal gain. She's a lot like it used to be.
Do not compare me to
Of course,
Hayley.
that, on top of her being responsible, would put her at odds with your goal of overtaking Luna. That's why you talked to Derek about experimenting with Verity's Femmon Ranger behind her back, right?
How the hell do you know about that?
Who do you think you're talking to right now?
You.
Really? You know the video call programs don't have the capacity for interplanetary calls. This is why you need to come home now. You've completely fucking lost it.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You know you're 183.23 million miles away from home, yet you didn't question the illogic nature of my being here? And can we talk a little more candidly about the single-minded, obsessive-compulsive focus you have right now? This cold-heartedness because there's a part of you that's screaming in pain because you know that this mental state is insane. You know, this isn't why I fell in love with you all those years ago.
The woman you fell in love with then was a fool. Where I'm going, I will come out strong.
So you keep telling yourself. But if a fool is someone who can find poetry and mathematics and biology, then I think anyone would take a fool over strong, any day. You are the kind of person who obsessive over fractal patterns and chemical compositions of the dahlias she planted in her shared garden, and then tries to write poetry about them and put them in her wedding vows. You remember those, don't you?
Of course I do.
Then why the hell did you leave me behind on Earth?
I've explained it to you 100 times.
And I think your reasoning is crap. You need to be reminded of yourself. I put it right.
Corinne pulls out a piece of crumpled paper that was tucked inside a false bottom in the succulent pot.
There it is. Oh, I've been seeing that you've been reading it a lot lately. Let's read it again. From now until the end of my days, my love will encircle you again and again, and I know yours will do the same to me, like the endless petals that encircle each other to make up our dahlias, swirling around and around, not unlike the endless spiral of the Milky Way.
Stop!
But there's more. Corinne, you are as strong as chromium, calcium, zinc, and potassium, and you light up my life like phosphorus and magnesium. All of these elements course through a dahlia's tubers, perfectly balanced as all things should be. So you are my dahlia, and I will nurture you, respect you, and stay by you now until the end of my days. So much for staying by me. You rather succumb to your passions for this and go insane.
More bubbling in the test tube.
You have a right to perceive my thoughts, actions, goals, and ideas in that way, but it's inaccurate. I've not succumbed to anything. I've only had my mind cleared of distractions. I now see the logical way forward, and I
can't
perceive—
let you do this.
Corinne moves towards the bubbling test tubes.
You will not ruin this for me.
The test tube contents bubble enough to cause the cap to pop off. Suddenly, a huge blob rises from the floor behind Farrah.
You cannot curb my ambition
You
for
can't still.
No! You're not holding me back anymore.
The blob starts to slide its way over to Corinne.
Anyone who thinks I should be held back needs to be shown the error of their reasoning one way or another.
What are you doing, Farrah?
Don't think you're exempt from this, Corinne.
Stop! I can't move. Well, one way or another, I'm gonna help bring you home.
Corinne pulls out an old crumpled piece of paper.
What's that?
What I said to you in response to our vows. My wonderful, wayward scientist whose mind can start off on Earth and then shoot across the stars, all in a single thought. You inspire me, Farrah.
You cannot sway me with any word more of your words.
The part of the blob around Corinne's legs move up higher.
And I hope to inspire you. We will always be a team.
Some team, you've also left me.
The blob moves higher.
Funny as it may seem, I knew it from the way in undergrad when you talked about us improving the world together. Your eyes would just gleam.
Young and stupid.
And I will love and support you as you love and support me from now until the end of my
The
days.
blob is now covering every part of Corinne except for her face and the arm holding the succulent pot.
Think
It's
about what
continuing to move upwards.
Think about what you're doing, Farrah. You know you have a choice now. Don't cut me out entirely.
I will continue what I set out to do, with or without you.
Choose the path of loneliness.
The path of no distractions.
Call it what you will, but know this, Farrah. It doesn't have to be this way. Because I will always love.
The blob consumes Corinne, and the succulent pot falls to the floor, shattering.
Told her she was holding me back, but she wouldn't listen. Her emotions were clouding her sense of reasoning.
The blob rumbles in agreement.
Hayley will see reason, if only for Keegan's sake. This story got dark in my corner.
Farrah picks up the test tube cap and places it back on the test tube, causing the blob to disappear. She pays no mind to the broken pot still on the floor. End scene. Scene 3. A bedroom pod on Mars. Ranger, just being a dog. There's a teddy bear by him. Derek enters.
You bitch!
Nah, I see balls here.
You're still a bitch. I can't believe you've gone and done this to me on fucking Valentine's Day.
Whoa, what'd I do?
I know you told Hayley this morning she's always been your favorite human.
Oh my god, that? Jesus, I tell everyone that all the time.
Like hell you do.
Sure I do.
I've yet to hear it.
Well,
Is it something with me? Do I not do enough for you?
You do way more than enough, Derek.
Because I know this isn't like back on Earth, but I really try hard to make this pod like home. I brought up your bed sheets, Dr. Snugglepuss, everything.
That doesn't make this home.
Well, I'm trying.
Well, you're trying too hard.
How could I be trying too hard? I'm the one who fucking rescued you. If anything, you're not trying hard enough.
Well, there's only so much I can do without opposable thumbs.
Well, you can speak. And in the 5 Valentine's days that have passed since I adopted you, you've yet to tell me I'm your favorite human.
Well, I thought that would just kind of be implied by now.
You're such full of shit.
Well, you know, I'm sometimes bad at giving love evenly to everyone. I'm a dog. I jump from human to human.
If I should take anything out of what you said to Hayley, you should take the J and jump and replace it with an H.
I think you're going this way out of proportion.
Am I? I didn't want to bring this up, but I know what I saw in the greenhouse yesterday.
That wasn't Hayley.
Then who was it?
Bro, we don't talk about these things. Humans and their dogs and their things. That stuff stays private.
I think we should talk about it now because our relationship could be resting on it.
Well, it literally doesn't though, because nothing happened. So let's just drop it.
It was Hayley though. I recognized her silhouette.
No, it wasn't.
Just admit it.
Well, I can't fucking admit to something that isn't true.
I will get the atomic dog whistle.
Okay, Jesus. All right. I was humping one of the plants while Hayley was in the room, okay? Maybe the way our silhouettes were positioned, it looked like I was humping her, but it was just a plant. It was the one that smells really nice and reminds me of home when I pee on it.
The one with all the weird minds?
Yep, that's the one. Satisfied now?
Not quite, but at least I know your relationship isn't sexual.
Fuck you. You're not paranoid that you're okay with breaching our code of privacy?
I had to know.
What more do you want?
I guess I just still want some recognition from you. I mean, I give you the best belly rubs, I give you your medicine, and I treat you like a prince by giving you all my attention, and you just throw all that away for a scientist?
Okay, I'm just gonna say it then. Maybe I don't like you painting me like one of your French bulldogs.
That's it? Just get it all out in the open.
But that doesn't mean I don't love you.
You know, I could have just abandoned you on the side of the road when you got your cancer. Just like your previous owners did. You're so ungrateful. You're so ungrateful to me.
Holding Ranger's teddy bear away from him.
I should just take Dr. Snugglepuss back.
No, you don't mean that.
Yes, I do. I gave him to you. If I'm just a forgettable human, you won't really miss him. You'll just get yourself another stuffy. Hayley will give it to you.
Wait!
Ranger bites onto Dr. Snugglepuss, and he and Derek go into a tug-of-war with the bear.
Give it up, Ranger!
No!
You don't deserve all the work I put in for this. crocheting him, making him a little lab coat like Hayley's.
No, I don't.
So tell me one good reason why I should let you keep it, aside from it being chewy.
Well, it smells like you, so it's like you're always with me.
Really? And what do I smell like?
Motor oil and fire. Derek, please let go.
Derek doesn't. Dr. Snugglepuss then suddenly rips apart, spilling fluff onto the floor.
I am done being cute and casual about this. You want to know why I told Hayley she's my favorite person this Valentine's Day? Because I wanted to see if doing so would make you listen to me. I wanted to see if you truly loved me.
I don't understand what you mean by truly loved me.
Respect my wishes.
I guess I used to think I was doing that. Now I'm not so sure. Enlighten me about your wishes.
Oh, I want to live in the only way a dog can. Hayley treats me like a dog. She understands what I need as a dog. I never told you you were my favorite human on earth because there was no reason to. There was no one really to compare you to. But now, I don't know who you are, Derek. I've lived a good life, and I need you to realize that. Not treat me like I'm some sort of doll you can just keep forever.
But how could she help you want to live? She wants to watch you die when she can possibly help you right now.
Maybe, but she's honest and good enough that she can respect what I want. I mean, she told you what I said to her. Thought she'd be a little more subtle, but...
Ranger,
Look
is
at
that-
Dr. Snugglepuss on the floor. See him all ripped to shit? That's how I feel right now, because you're going overkill with me. Do you really want to keep me from living my life?
You know I don't, Ranger. I guess I'm just scared. And when I get scared, I get weird and possessive.
You're telling me. You searched through my bowl last Halloween to make sure no one had put any razor blades in there? Bro, there's only 3 people on this station. I mean, even though Farrah is a little weird sometimes, I don't think either her or Hayley would do that.
She's definitely not weird of me to do that.
Picks up Dr. Snugglepuss.
You want me to fix him?
Fix him?
You know what I mean, bud.
Oh, yeah. You know, it makes me think of the day you brought me home in your trunk. How we cuddled around your fireplace that night. It makes me feel like that part of you is still here with me, even when you're not in the room or when you're acting like this.
I know what you mean.
Let's go back to that.
It's a lot less stressful that way.
Dr. Snugglepuss may be broken, but I think he mends broken hearts.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I made him look like Hayley.
Then maybe that's why I felt the need to talk to her about this.
I love you so much, Ranger. You're the best dog in the universe. You've kept me alive in the lowest points of my life, but sometimes it's hard to let go. You're right. It's not okay that I ask you invading questions and make you do weird things. I don't know what I'm thinking. But this? How could I let this fall apart? I should have let go when you told me his smell reminded you of me. I remember that day clearly too. The smell of wood burning and wafting up my chimney. Watching you watch that smoke as if it was the coolest thing you'd ever seen. You stubbing your toe as you went up to the chimney to watch the smoke and me laughing at you for being such a dumbass. Those were memories. That was living. Now, I get anxious whenever you stand too close to the sliding doors here in the pod.
Ranger starts coughing.
Fuck!
Derek!
What's going on, bud?
Derek, just...
Ranger coughs on Dr. Snugglepuss.
That's blood! Oh my god, fuck!
Derek, you promised.
Forget it, but I take it all back. I can't let you die.
Derek moves to exit.
Where are you going?
Hayley's gotta see you like this. She's gotta see who she's hurting.
Derek!
Stay. It's for the best. I love you, Ranger.
Derek exits with Dr. Snugglepuss. End scene. Scene 4. Derek bursts into Hayley's room. He's got Dr. Snugglepuss in one hand and the baby Yoda in the other.
I shouldn't have fucking listened to the advice of a scientist chucking stuffed animals about the place.
Context?
You've got some balls, Hayley.
And somehow that's more specific. I can't read your mind, Derek.
You got all cutesy with my dog yesterday, bring him in as your own, but you won't treat him
I
like
told you why we can't rush with Verdi's sped. Why are you rehashing this?
Because now he's really dying.
And you've said that before, but it could just be some other temporary complication that could be treated in the meantime.
He's coughing up blood now, Hayley. I don't think it can get much worse than that.
Showing Dr. Snugglepuss.
Look at this.
Shit.
Look what you've done. I can't believe it that I'm near you. Hell, I can't believe he wanted to be near you. I thought dogs could sense when people were sus. Instead, he's all over you like you're his best pal, all while you're telling me we shouldn't do anything for him. I mean, I just don't get it. Maybe you could be on the road to something right now if you just went ahead with Farrah. Like, I'm a dumbass, sure, but isn't the next thing to do in science once you discover something is to do tests for it? If you're not even enthusiastic enough to do that, why are you even up here?
Farrah runs into the room.
What's going on, you two? Why are they yelling?
Farrah.
Ranger's getting worse, look.
Jesus.
And Hayley still doesn't think you should try anything with Verdi's spem.
You should make promises you can't keep.
What are you saying, Hayley?
I respect you, Farrah. But maybe everyone could have avoided being let down if I was there with you when you told Derek.
But I have the final say-so, and I think we can do this. We're on the precipice of something here. If we can do something for Ranger, who knows what we can do for Keegan?
I said the same frickin' thing to her yesterday, but she kept on deflecting.
Hayley, what's he talking about? You would never resist something like this back on Earth.
You wouldn't understand.
Maybe we'll understand if you tell us why you even want to be up here in the friggin' first place.
I told you before, Derek. I love space.
Yeah, I love space. I love how great of an expanse it is. Answers to all of humanity's problems could be hidden in it.
It's true.
If it's true, then why stop now? This could be it.
I would like to know the answer to that question, too.
Like, I don't give a shit if I sound like yesterday's greatest hits. I think there's more to this than you're letting on.
So you're telling me you're not bothered by the possibility of doing the wrong thing, of potentially killing an innocent life?
He could die either way here, but at least if you do something now, he could have a chance. I mean, there could be hundreds, millions, billions of people you could be killing by not doing anything here right now, and you wouldn't even know it. Keegan could be one of them. Doesn't that bother you?
What bothers me is if we're taking things too fast here.
But you and Farrah are smart here. You won't let that happen.
But the joint NASA Galaxy Z protocol states.
Fuck the protocol. I bet if those guys had an opportunity like this, they would understand. Am I wrong?
I know many people who would do anything to be in our shoes right now, Hayley, and would not hesitate to move forward.
There you go.
And because of that, I worked my ass off training you, advocating for you so that you could end up here. I hope you haven't been taking advantage of the kindness I extended towards you as your mentor this whole time.
Farrah, I wouldn't.
Because then I would be very disappointed in you. After all I've done for you, you would just stop, throw it all away.
I remember on Earth, you wouldn't push me beyond my limits.
Out of respect of your boundaries for you as a student, but acting like this now could really be a hindrance on this mission.
You just want to do the bare minimum to get recognized.
What?
That's it, isn't it? You just wanted to be on Mars so you could shove it in people's faces like, oh my god, I'm on Mars. Your life on Earth is such shit.
That's not it at all.
You're a shit scientist and just want to do the bare minimum to get praised and rewarded. So you hit all the buzzwords and did all the right things so you could get up here. This whole doing the right thing versus doing the wrong thing you're putting on is bullshit. You're just playing things out until we're down on Earth in another year or so when you can add another shiny achievement onto your resume. Well, I want to be more than that. Unlike you, I had to genuinely fight for my place up here. No one helped me. No offense, Farrah.
None taken. I didn't have anybody when I first tried to put myself out in the industry.
You love a self-made woman.
Looking toward the window, pointing to Earth.
Anyway, I just didn't want to be stuck doing maintenance work back on a planet where everybody shit on me and my job, and Ranger's treatment was starting to get expensive. When I heard I could bring him up here as an emotional support animal and get free treatment for him in return for commendable service to NASA and Galaxy Z, I knew I had to take this opportunity to save the only friend I had left. I mean, you guys are being advertised as the best scientists Luna has ever known and the most promising mentee NASA or Galaxy Z has ever seen. I second Farrah. I'm also disappointed, Hayley. I mean, I bet you don't know what it's like to be at the risk of losing your best friend.
You don't know me, Derek. You don't know what I've already lost or what I'm afraid of losing.
You say shit like that and yet you're still being so selfish. That's what I get for trusting the wrong people. And here I thought, when I met her during the chemistry sessions for potential crew members, Nicole Nepotism was the one who would be like this. I actually think she would jump on the bandwagon here and do a better job than—
Don't fucking compare me to Nicole!
What, did I hit a nerve?
Hayley, if you're going to get all worked up, you're in no position to give any valid say in how we proceed here.
I thought scientists weren't supposed to be biased.
I'm not biased, and I will invoke Article 19 of the NASA Crew Member Bill of Rights if you keep doing this to me.
I don't know which one that is.
If any crew member has probable cause that the mission leader is encouraging safety risks as a result of deviating from the standard protocols, said persons have a right to seek permission to override such leaders from NASA and Galaxy Z.
Don't I have any say in this?
Hayley goes over to a laptop.
You see this here? See these tabs open? I'll do it. I'll tell NASA and Galaxy
Will you really, Hayley? I don't know why you're being like this or what you're withholding from us. So are you really sure you're taking the most rational course of action?
Oh!
If you show or tell them anything, show them all of Ranger's blood. Because it'll be on their hands as well.
I have a better idea, Derek. But first, I need to ask you this question. Will the upcoming solar storm cut off all wireless communications completely?
No, it'll just make everything spotty.
Then shut it all down completely.
You serious?
Yeah, Farrah, are you serious?
Jam the Wi-Fi, cut some wires. Whatever you have to do to put all forms of comms down for at least next week or so.
Right.
Pulls out his phone.
I just gotta touch this button and everything will be down for the next week. All of us will be locked out. I won't even be given a password to put everything back online.
What about recording everything while we're up here?
The cloud storage is secondary. There's enough hard drive space in here to store and then upload later.
Okay, but trust me from experience, cutting ourselves off from Earth can't be good.
And you're still lecturing. I think it'll be good for you. So that way you could focus on Ranger.
Hayley moves to press something on the laptop as Derek presses the button. A wobble of wireless connections going down.
Fuck.
Come on, Hayley, let's go. I started prep work earlier. Let's dive into this.
I've just given you permission on all of your devices to remote lock this room and the lab, Farrah. If you can think of anything else, you can let me know.
Thank you, Derek. Come on, Hayley, let's go. I'll be watching you.
Save my fucking dog, Hayley.
People will look back at what we do in this moment here.
Yes, they will. People will know what will happen either way.
Handing her Dr. Snugglepuss.
And here, while you're at it, take this.
Why?
A reminder. Plus, if you have any spare time, you can get up the stains and fix it.
Shoving Dr. Snugglepuss into her hands.
If that's not beneath you.
And where will you be?
Making sure your progress doesn't get affected by covering the solar panel array and activating the backup geothermal generator before the solar storm hits. Have fun, buds.
Derek exits, chucking the baby Yoda onto Hayley's bed. Farrah moves towards the door, but Hayley doesn't move.
Hayley,
I'm not coming.
after all this, you still... Fine. Well, I can't risk you roaming around here unsupervised. I really wanted your help, but I guess it'll just be me. Derek helping where he can.
Fine.
All right, then.
Farrah goes off stage, tapping her phone as she does so, shutting the door. Hayley pulls out her phone, but it no longer works on the door. Looking around her room, she takes a deep sigh. End scene. Scene 5, a split scene. After a long while later, Hayley's room. Hayley's now moved onto her bed and clutching the baby Yoda to her chest. She appears fine on the surface. Dr. Snugglepuss is still on the floor, talking to the Yoda.
I did the right thing!
Suddenly, Keegan walks in with a VR set playing some game.
I did the right thing?
Well, that's a 5 billion time you said that to yourself, big brain, so it must be true. I don't know why you brought me here back. Well, I'm in the middle of my bill just to say it again.
Because you agree, right? I did do the right thing.
Sure you did.
Keegan, where are you going? I need to talk to you. Unplug yourself.
No, I'm good. I choose you over whatever's going on there. Like how you're just fine sitting in this room and plugging your fingers in your ears.
That's not what I'm doing
Just
here.
keep telling yourself that, and while I'm doing something productive, making an addition to a wood-done mansion. I make a lasting mark before it.
I need you now.
Look at the both, you know? Think about what we've done together in this Minecraft world. Fingers crossed, no creepers get too close. We've created something that immortalizes who we are in a way no one will understand. We've got Ross as a tame wolf there, the notebook's full of secrets and all the cool architectural stuff. The house is both you and me. I'm calm, they'll all be everywhere. More a reminder for you when you go to play this.
I don't understand why you want to taunt me like this.
This world has so much of me in it that anyone who exposed it would feel like I'm still alive, even when I'm not, much like how you've tried to convince yourself. Selfless. Let me finish. When anyone looking in from the outside would say you're not.
Are you making this about Beardy Spam again? I just want to
Forget
know what...
Beardy Spam. I'm not going to try to change your mind on that anymore. Think about what Farrah is doing, either ethical or how she just brushed you off earlier. Now you're just sitting here and... Wasn't it Mom who told us well-behaved women seldom make history?
Yeah?
Well, if you want to make a mark like I have no able to just sit there and make no waves. Live under the illusion that she did the right thing. All history forgets you. Or yet associates you with something horrible.
I want to make my mark, but
It's got a chance to make up for us.
I can't make up for what I did to Russ. I know that no matter what I do here, I can't make up for that.
You don't have to let 2 dogs die on your watch. Or rather, depending on what happens, you don't have to let 2 dogs die in vain on your watch. You know what? Here, listen, look at me. Stick to those ethical principles that you used in arguments with Derek and Farrah. It's time to stand up. You can't roll back time for simple keyboard a man like you in here. So don't make it, so you look back on right now and regret it.
You think I can do this, Keeks?
If I think you can, there's a small part of you who thinks you can too. You know, when you've exhausted all your other options.
Hayley gets up, puts her Yodo down, and starts exploring her room.
I wouldn't know where to start, though. I'm stuck in here.
Hayley keeps trying to think as we shift to the other side of the stage. Farrah and Hayley's lap. Derek is petting a monk under the sheet representing Ranger, while Farrah is preparing a syringe away from him. The broken cough has since been cleaned up. Ranger is sitting beside Derek.
Hang in there, bud.
No, I'm good.
What do you mean you're good?
I've moved beyond, man. I'm staring right at the big fire hydrant in the sky.
If you hold on just a little bit longer, you can pee on all kinds of nice fire hydrants back on Earth.
It won't be the same.
Sure it can. I mean, what about the nice yellow one we used to pass on our walk to
No,
work?
that was a party. All those friends I made along the way, like Mel. Oh, I hope he'll be up there. Oh shit! Mel! Mel, you son of a bug!
Ranger moves as if he goes off to Mel, but then is suddenly jerked backwards as if pulled by an invisible leash connecting him to Derek.
Don't go, Ranger. I need you here.
Derek, buddy, don't be like this. They're serving milk-bone margaritas.
I'll find some recipe on Pinterest or wherever for you that'll be just as good.
Can I be blunt? You know, just let it die in Doggo.
Stop.
Doggo have his last word.
Maybe talking could keep you from going unconscious.
Thank you. So, let me just say, it's not your fault you got no friends who stand on the same number of legs as you do.
What?
I mean, why do you feel the need to hold on to me forever? What can I do that a person can't? Like, we've literally already established that I don't have opposable thoughts.
Ever since I got you, you've never left my side. You've never let me down. And you were always right there when I needed you.
You gotta admit, your parents were pretty chill.
Emphasis on were. What about everybody else? Derek, you're so smart with hands-on jobs. Can you fix my radiator? Can you recalibrate my car's computer? No one cares about me unless I can do them a favor.
No one cares? Bro, that's pretty defeatist coming from a guy who only knows people from his small New England town or the power plants he's worked at, and this base on Mars. I mean, up until this point, I thought you guys were getting along pretty well. The both of them.
I thought I was too. Until Hayley ruined it. Anyway, you know what?
What if Farrah and Hayley hadn't found Grace back? When I finally crossed over, would you have been like, well, fuck, my dog's dead? Or would you have gotten another dog like me?
What I thought before doesn't matter. What matters is here and now. Like you
I
staying
think
with
it
me.
does matter. How would you like it if I held you down with a leash and kept you from doing what you wanted just because I had some all unresolved shit with Mel, or better yet, dogs I haven't even met yet that made assumptions about? That would be pretty fucking sadistic, huh?
I can.
This is your chance, man. Let me go. And when you return to Earth, just turn over a new leaf. Get some new hobbies, redo your Tinder profile, at least get a picture from this decade. Jeez. Put yourself out there. The world can either be a fire hydrant flowing free of possibilities, but it can also be a dog pound, shutting you out from the rest of the world because you chose to be hostile to it. Which one are you going to choose, pal?
Farrah lifts up the syringe.
It's ready.
Derek?
I don't know if I'm ready.
We went through everything. Do you still trust me to continue to help you no matter what happens to Ranger?
Of course I do.
You obviously think someone cares about you. Maybe others do too.
Ranger whines an exhausted whine and lays down on the floor. Meanwhile, Farrah goes over beside the real Ranger and positions herself to jab the needle when Corinne suddenly appears from underneath the table.
You're in my way.
That's no way to greet your wife. You've missed me, and so many interesting things happened today.
Look, I don't know why you're back or why you're being like this, but this isn't the time. Corinne, everything I've worked for has led up to this very moment.
Sasha's work paid off too. She rode off on her bike for the first time. Remember helping her all that time before you left? Well, today she made it all the way around the driveway like she was going for the Tour de France. She was so excited. She yelled back to me, Babchi, I did it, and I didn't need Mema's help. And then I treated her and Ashley to some ice cream afterward.
That's nice, but I was
You want to hear something even more nice? When he finally started dating again. I met her today. Tessa. I think she's just what she needs after Hank. Now, she doesn't come over as often as she did before you went up here, but I feel that she's so much happier. I really thought you'd like to hear that.
I don't think I'll lose much sleep over whether or not my daughter can move on like a well-adjusted human being. However, if you continue to get in my way and fuck this up for me, I will never sleep again.
Oh, and that reminds me of the best part. At the end of the day today, I was able to sleep great. I don't know why. I really thought I would be lonely, I wouldn't be able to, but since we last talked, I think I've had the best sleep of my life. I even dreamed that I was back in my old apartment on Essex Street, and everything was as it was before I met you. I felt strangely calm and serene.
Get out of my way, Cor.
I'm sorry, I can't be happy. You can't be happy for all of us. But it doesn't really matter either way when you're millions of miles away. Do you think we care? I mean, in terms of how much people can handle long-distance relationships, this has got to be the hardest. At some point, it's too hard, and we just have to cut things off.
Hard. You're all giving up so easily, Corinne. Imagine if I did the same.
Whoops, I had a nerve.
I'm going to cure death and win.
Win? Win what? A mountain-high pile of anxiety and potential lawsuits if something goes wrong? You'd rather have that over what I just told you.
Something's gonna happen. One of you is going to get sick or hurt. You've always depended on me like that your entire life. You will need me. Can this Tessa do what I do? Can you? You will need me.
A jealous, lonely scientist makes a bad scientist.
I am not either of those things. I'm just telling you the facts.
And what else are the facts telling you? Because, to me, the facts are that you've lost 4 people on Earth to this insanity. You've lost another up here, and the boy in the corner is teetering on the edge. I mean, look at him. So, if it makes you burn all your bridges, is what you're doing right here?
Farrah and Corinne lock eyes for a moment. Farrah then pushes Corinne's arm back, stabbing Ranger with the syringe.
Well, I'm rarely wrong.
We'll see if you're still lucky this time.
Corinne moves away from Farrah, watching her closely. Derek comes back over.
So what now?
There are samples to look at. Farrah goes over to her microscope.
There. Let me know if you notice anything unusual.
Right.
A moment. Ranger starts to look more alert than he did earlier.
Oh, hi, buddy.
Damn, I feel great. Like really great. Wow.
are all turning non-cancerous.
That's great, right?
They are calming down though.
Ranger starts convulsing, and Corinne looks at the real Ranger with concern.
Farrah, something's up with Ranger's face.
And rarely wrong. Now who's gonna help you? Mrs. Independent is all alone and going to crash and burn.
We need to get out of here and contain this.
Farrah flees, exiting the room. Corinne following behind her. Derek is frozen.
What are you gonna do, Derek?
Derek!
I'm so sorry, Ranger. Please forgive me. I'll make sure this gets fixed.
Derek taps his phone, runs out the room, and taps it again at the doorway. As the door of the lab shuts, the door to Hayley's room opens.
There's your chance, big brain. Take it.
For you, because you believe in me, Keegs.
Hayley is about to leave, but is stopped by seeing Dr. Snugglepuss on the floor. She picks it up.
For Ranger. For Russ.
Hayley exits, followed by Keegan. Blackout. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1. Outside the lab. Farrah sitting on the floor, Derek facing the door, peering into the window. As the sound of a paw smashed against the window, followed by the sound of cracking glass. Both Derek and Farrah jump back.
Christ, is that?
Hayley, we can't let this get out.
Fuck your reputation. That's my dog in there. Help him.
Warning. Loud door compromised. Warning.
It's not safe here, Derek.
That's $6 million worth of equipment in there.
Farrah starts frantically searching her jumpsuit pockets.
We need to get in the VR room.
Farrah can't find what she's looking for.
It takes us out or we take it out. There's no in between.
Sound of a body slam against the wall.
Give me your phone, Derek.
You're not killing Ranger.
Hayley, the phone.
Don't let her kill my dog.
That's not a dog. That's a mission failure. Luna and NASA smearing all our names, your family ashamed of you, your brother dead. I'm still your mission leader.
Slam.
You better give it to me. Look at those hinges. That door's not gonna hold him.
Catch Hayley.
Derek throws the phone at Mrs. Farrah. Hayley clumsily catches it.
Now hand it over.
No.
What did you say?
I said no.
Do you know how much money will continue to go down the drain if you don't do as I say? Enough to pay for your brother's hospital treatment 100 times over.
I don't care about the money.
Everybody cares about the money.
Does Corinne?
Corinne enters, holding together the broken bits of the second plot from Act 1. The plant itself looks drastically different than it did before. It is now dead. Corinne just stares at Farrah.
Money gives her security for her grandkids' future, a roof over her head.
Everyone's safe.
Of course safe. God, my colleagues warned me about you. They thought you were underqualified and emotionally unprepared for this job. I guess they were really right.
We all need to get safety.
So you can evade all your problems? Here, give me the phone. I know how to make all the problems go away. Take Ranger out.
Corinne wanted you safe too.
Corinne urgently mouths something to Farrah.
She needs my money. If we don't kill Ranger, she'll lose everything.
Aren't you her everything too?
Corinne repeats mouthing something at Farrah. Derek goes back to peek into the door.
I remember sitting around the dining room table on long nights where I couldn't get a ride home, eating her cheese pierogies, talking about what we were doing. Keegan, she'd always made enough for me to take to Keegan when I could visit him. Sometimes she'd even drive me to the hospital. I felt safe there.
She coddled you, just like I did.
Derek flinches back.
Yo, to anyone who cares.
She wouldn't have manipulated Derek so she could test on Ranger.
I'm not manipulating anyone.
Like how you aren't.
And she wouldn't have guilted me into disagreeing.
Veridicum has changed everything.
Changed you into a monster your wife wouldn't recognize.
Corinne continues to mouth something to Farrah.
Hayley, we do not have time for this. Cut off the oxygen to the lab so we can nip this problem in the bud.
If anyone's the problem, it's you.
If you hadn't brought Ranger up here in the first place, none of this would be happening.
You signed off on allowing him up here, which made him your responsibility too.
Farrah doesn't have a good track record of following through on her responsibilities.
Corinne, you're succulent.
None of us can think clearly right now.
And you think you can?
She's not the only one who's in denial about her ability to fix things. You need to come home now, Farrah. Now! Run! To me!
Upon seeing what's on the other side, Hayley and Farrah quickly exit. Corinne follows.
That's still my Ranger. Ranger?
Don't tell me you don't recognize your best buddy.
Shit.
Oh, it's the fur, isn't it? Shit, looks a little matted. Might have some caked in blood in there, but it's not my fault. I didn't have enough time to prepare for my big entrance. But I can still bark. If it barks like a dog, wags its tail like a dog, it's still a dog. Isn't that what you wanted?
Not like this. What the hell happened to you?
I got jabbed and this happened.
Hayley, I'll make Farrah fix this.
Farrah? You did this to me.
No, Farrah did this.
You willingly let her do it. No one was putting a gun against your head saying you had to. Why does
your breath smell like blood?
Well, I was thirsty, bud. The only thing around there were blood samples Farrah and Hayley had gathered from me. Left a gross metallic taste in my mouth, though. Didn't you feel that way when you broke up with Amber?
Amber has nothing to do with
We
this.
both know that's a big fucking lie. You also made her do things she didn't want to do, and now look where you're at.
Stop lying, Ranger. She ended up just being like everybody else in
You
her
put a
life.
muzzle on her whenever she tried to help. But I'd like to see you put a muzzle on me.
Ranger, don't be like this. You know I wouldn't do this to you because you don't deserve it.
And she did? You know, I always wondered what my best buddy's heart looked like. Is it even red? Does it have thorns? Does it ooze black sludge? Does it even beat?
Stay back, Ranger.
I bet Amber wondered the same thing. I'm gonna take a big chunk out of your chest, really sink my teeth in there so your whole body feels like it's on fire, and then I'm gonna rip out your heart. I'm gonna smile at all the chambers pulsating in my paws, and then I'm gonna slurp on your blood like I'm sucking on a comb filled with peanut butter. Then I'm gonna give what's oozing left of it to Amber. Maybe she'll forgive you when she finds proof that Derek Petelier actually has a heart.
I mean it, Ranger. Stay back.
You can run, but my two sticky uppy thing boys on the top of my head are even better now. You so much as start breathing slightly out of whack, and I will find you. Now, isn't that what best buddies are for? To hunt each other down until they find and finally admit to what's staring right in front of them?
I don't know what's going on. I can't.
Come here.
A swift moving of smoke in Derek's direction, as if covering some claws swiping at him. Derek panicking, then quickly exits after Farrah and Hayley. End scene. Scene 2. What looks like an empty, semi-dark room, suddenly a shaft of light as the door opens. Hayley and Farrah run in. A couple moments later, Derek quickly runs in after them. The room lights up in a soft green glow of computer plates. Farrah goes to sit on the floor, a growl from far away in the distance. Hayley looks up at the ceiling.
Activate emergency lock.
The door slides shut. An extra clunk is heard like it's being reinforced.
Emergency interface online. Hayley, I detect an elevated heartbeat in you, Farrah and Derek. How can I be of assistance?
Computer, what are the life signs in the lab quadrant?
Scanning lab quadrant. No life signs detected.
Bullshit.
Hayley moves over to the computer banks and looks at them.
Nothing appears to be broken here. Maybe he tore his chip out of his body?
You put that chip in him.
What is your point, Derek?
Come on, guys, focus.
Derek, I now detect severely low levels of serotonin in your body. Open the Derek Happy Stuff subfolder in my Earth Memories folder. Showing most relevant file first.
The three turn to the wall behind them, which projects a picture of an old German shepherd laying in grass. There's a woman standing behind the dog and making a heart with her hands towards the person who's taking the photo. Derek can't bring himself to look at the picture for much long.
Franconia Notch. I remember that even though his bone cancer was starting to make him limp in his front leg, he was still able to navigate the narrower trails with ease. And that really impressed the park ranger.
Park Ranger is a key term not found in any other files. Ranger alone generates 1,000 file results, including for a VR file. Starting next relevant file.
Terminate search computer.
Derek, your serotonin levels are still critically low. I will continue to show you files until they reach acceptable levels. Next relevant file. Zip folder containing 500 images.
The back wall becomes filled with pictures related to Ranger, but the one from Franconia Notch stays in the center. As Derek is distracted by these memories, Hayley opens up the computer bank panel.
Hayley, what are you doing?
Figuring out a way to manually activate the radio distress signal.
The distress signal communication frequency has currently been locked by Peltier Derek. However, if you go to my highlighted panel,
Another panel next to Hayley suddenly lights up red.
You will find the port to attempt manual overdrive.
You
Farrah
sure?
goes to block Hayley at the panel.
You sure about going straight to attempting to override the signal lock, Hayley?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Farrah.
But it's for absolute emergencies.
So Ranger turning into a terrifying mutation and going around trashing the station isn't an emergency?
I didn't say that. But it isn't currently in immediate danger to our lives since we're in here.
I'm not waiting for Ranger to break down the doors and tear us apart to seek help to prevent what's happening. Help me bypass your lock on the computer communications, Derek.
Communications Derek is a hidden folder containing 100 files. Play most frequently selected audio file. Hey Derek, it's been a while since the last time I left you a message. My phone says this is like the 50th message or whatever I've sent to you, so I'm starting to think you're either not getting them or like you blocked me or something. I mean, you're always so glued to your phone. I saw you for the first time in forever yesterday. Well, I say saw, you came up on my For You page. You were on the NASA account in some interview snippet with 2 other women and Ranger for some small research mission on Mars. Is that why you're spotted at our apartment complex has been empty for the past couple of weeks? You're training to go up to Mars? You don't even remotely like space. And why are you bringing Ranger up with you? You could have left him with me, and I can only imagine how he's doing right now. I saw the last photo we took with him near the ranger station at Franconia Notch as my phone wallpaper. Actually, I don't know if you can hear the water behind me, but I'm there right now. I figured that since today's our 1-year anniversary, you should up here by some miracle and explain to me everything that's been up with you since that day. But that's just wishful thinking, isn't it? Fuck. I guess I should stop dancing around this, shouldn't I? I've been doing this with all my messages to you, but god damn it, I'm just gonna say it now, and maybe by sheer intense will of some higher being, it'll get through to you. I'm not the fucking problem, Derek. I don't know what it is that's giving you the impression that I am, but I'm not. It's like you started to get all funky the moment I brought up the fact that we've been together for nearly a year. Like I just had said the most frightening statement on the planet. And then you get all pissy whenever I ask you for help with literally anything. My car, my apartment, my parents, despite knowing the later weird hours I get at the veterinary clinic. And then you got all possessive over Ranger. He's your dog, Derek. I'm not gonna steal him. It's just, I know you have trust issues. We both know. I don't need to rehash everything about your childhood trauma here, but if it helps, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna take advantage of you or your kindness, but you have to give me some slack. I'm your girlfriend, not your absolute ally. Derek, you're incredibly kind and gifted. You can do things like reassemble solar arrays like they were Lego sets. I can't do that. I just get nervous and want to start all over again. So I want to help you through your feelings. You're worth it. I don't know what it's like inside of that brain that thinks like yours, but it must be so scary and dark and bleak and so, God, so fucking lonely. I guess in a billion words, what I really want to say is this. I love you, Derek. I don't want you to have to go through what you're feeling of despair by yourself, so please don't cut me off forever. But if you do still decide to go up to Mars, just know that no matter how long you're up there, I will always be waiting for you. I know no one has said this to you before, but you're worth the wait. I hope to hear from you soon, Derek. I really do. Love you to the moon, to Mars, and back. And recording.
Jesus Christ.
You have someone who's deeply concerned for you down on Earth?
Could say the same thing for you. And you. You know, Hayley made a good point earlier.
This isn't helping our situation.
You threw a marriage away.
It's more complicated than that.
Farrah goes to block Hayley as she tries to get to the red panel.
Do not fucking touch that computer, babe.
Farrah, I now detect severely low levels of serotonin in your body, combined with high levels of cortisol. Opening Farrah Happy Things file in Earth Memories folder. Showing first relevant file.
Next to the picture of Ranger, a picture of Farrah and Corinne in white appears.
What happened to all the promises? Oh, that till death do us part.
Till death do us part is a key phrase relating to one image and one item log file under Farrah Earth Things.
Computer, don't pull up that image.
Pulling up image now.
It's a picture of the succulent pot. The succulent looks withered.
Item log, till death do us part. Contents, one succulent, one pot with false bottom, succulent registered to microchip 2B.
And that's all the pertinent information. There's nothing else within that false bottom.
Within false bottom, contents include 2 slips of paper, each labeled vows. There is also a folded up piece of paper labeled complete for divorce.
Terminate item log, computer.
No wonder why you weren't in a rush to get to safety.
That's not it at all, Hayley.
Then what is it, Farrah?
I told you it's complicated. Like, I assume your relationship was with Amber.
Leave Amber out of this.
Come on, Derek. Forget about this. Help me right now.
Computer, what's the vital signs of till death do us part?
We can refocus our efforts on breaking the communication log.
Till death do us part expired approximately 5 hours ago.
That's not right.
After being exposed to VRD spam, wherein no physical improvement occurred.
I saw Verity spam. Repair it.
Till death do us part was not healed by VRD spam.
No, I was going to fix it.
That is
I
not
did. I fixed it.
a correct statement.
That could explain what happened to Ranger. We must have misinterpreted our results.
So much for scientific method.
It works.
Obviously it didn't here.
You have a better alternative?
Well, I'm not a scientist like you and Hayley, but I've got my own method on my side.
Really?
Yeah. See, I have really good gut instincts, and can actually read a room.
It's not infallible.
Well, I'm rarely wrong.
That implies that you're sometimes wrong.
You're in no place to judge. I think I heard you mutter the same thing to yourself earlier, right before you jabbed Ranger.
You didn't hear anything.
Do you imply your infallible method to your relationships too? Because the way I see it, I'm not the one in the middle of a divorce, so I'm not as bad as you. Your failed relationship is worse than mine.
At least I had a relationship.
You're both acting like kids right now.
I'm a full functioning adult.
Who can't even communicate his feelings clearly to his own girlfriend. You're just scared.
Maybe I was scared then. You want to know why? Because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to maintain a real relationship. That this whole time, Amber and I were only together because she thought that she could fix me. Turn me into her better half. Were you Corinne's better half?
I wasn't satisfied being someone's half. I wanted to be the whole.
I couldn't even be the half.
Let's fix this first. We can argue who's the better half later.
Why don't you save Amber's message then?
Some things are hard to delete.
Haley opens the red panel.
If we can make it out of this, you can get back to Amber and you can get back to Corinne.
I never realized how good you got it till it's gone. How did you say goodbye to Keegan?
What?
Goodbye and Keegan are 2 key words in a VR file under Hayley Earth Members. File, starting VR file.
Haley resumes what she's doing as Keegan comes on. He looks like an adult now and will act like one too. He goes to lay on a couple of shorter computer banks stacked like they're a hospital bed. He just stares at Haley as she continues doing some work on the computer bank.
This is the last thing I need right now. I must stay focused. I can't let my emotional attachments... We're in a life or death situation here. Situations that require my full attention. Fixing the communications is more important right now.
Keegan grabs a box from under his bed. He opens it and lets out a small chuckle.
Corinne putting in a birthday hat on prairie geese.
He digs more into the box and pulls out a book.
Hiding Moneymakers book on stunts. I'm going to be doing that anymore. I'm not Marvel.
Keegan coughs.
We need to find a solution, a way out.
Not a valid response.
Haley.
What? I'm busy here. We need more time.
I've been so busy lately, I've been starting to think you've forgotten about it. Then whenever you do come, you always look like you're in a hurry to leave.
We need to break the lock. We need to... Too many things happening, not enough time.
Haley starts looking around the computer bank for something. Keegan's face becomes expressionless.
Not a valid response.
So I left Amber, Farrah left Corinne, you left Keegan.
Derek, I've got a lot on my mind right now. We're going to Mars next week.
Haley, what are you talking about? We're already on Mars.
Jesus Christ, all of these Mars stuff, you know. Mom said you were too busy to help Russ when he was sick because you were busy with all this shit. And you weren't even around when he died. Just asked you for one simple thing you couldn't do it. And even for me, Nancy and I just bother even when it's right in front of you.
We need to do something. I gotta do something.
I want some fun. don't want some friends in Washington. I want you to be with me. To be so distant and anxious.
We're on Mars, Hayley.
I can't believe I used to call you Big Brain. You're such a dumbass sometimes. It's whatever you do.
Keegan violently coughs. Hayley turns away and Keegan is saddened by this.
You love to leave, don't you?
Maybe our loved one should have put us on a leash.
Keeps end of VR file.
Keegan leaves.
Hayley, that book Keegan had, I've seen it before.
No, you haven't, Farrah.
Yes, I definitely
I
have.
don't have Heidi Moneymaker's book.
That is a false statement. There's currently one book, Marvelous Stunts. My job as a stunt woman and stunt coordinator for Marvel Studios from 2010 to 2030. Like Heidi Moneymaker, in my item log under Hayley Roche personal stuff.
The computer knows when we're lying.
Okay, so I have the book. It was the last thing that Keegan gave to me before I left. I went and visited him again 2 days before we came up here. When I went to his room, he was sitting up on his bed, staring out the window with the rain streaking across the glass. The book was on his lap, and a little bow was still on it. I noticed he hadn't really touched it. I thought the binding would have been severely creased through him reading it and rereading it, but it was in relatively good condition. He just stared at me like the VR version was doing when I said the wrong thing. Then he just gave me the book as a keepsake. Nothing was really said.
That is an incorrect statement. There is a fragmented transcript of a VR file that suggests you two did engage in conversation 2 days before the mission launch. I can read the transcript.
Terminate playback!
Hayley, I now detect high levels of cortisol in your body. However, I'm having trouble fetching any files from your Hayley Happy Stuff subfolder. They are
Terminate search!
Hayley, I'm only trying to help.
Well, you're more hurting than helping.
I only wanted to help. I never meant to hurt anyone, least of all Corinne.
According to my files, Corinne is not hurt. She lives at 48 Essex Street, Unit 6 in Salem, Massachusetts. She lives.
Life goes on. Amber lives, Keegan lives. Why did Keegan give you that book? I don't see you as a Marvel stunt woman.
No. Keegan was a stuntman. He was the superhero. There was this park our parents used to take us to, Putnam Park. It had this great forest and all of these nature trails and this pond area in the middle of it that we liked to play in. It was so cut off from the rest of the world, we could just get immersed in whatever we were doing. Like, I shit you not, the way the sun would come in and bounce down off of the yellowy metal benches and the jungle gym and pathways. You would think we just got transported to Asgard. When we'd play, Keegan was always Thor and I was always Loki. He'd say it was because Loki was actually the one with the big brain, while Thor was just dumb and courageous. But Keegan was always the one that quickly came up with good story ideas. That was the big brain kind of thing, I think. Like this one time when we went there after this big snowstorm, he had the idea that the frost giants had completely frozen over Asgard, and we had to go to Jotunheim to defeat one of them, return Asgard to normal. So we went up this large hill and we pretended to be Loki, and because he was a frost giant too, right? But I stopped when I saw it was there. Some kids from school who bullied me and Keegan. I remember finding myself unable to move. When they saw us, one of them screeched out, "Hey, Nerd Baby 1 and Nerd Baby 2, only big kids are allowed here." And Keegan had the audacity to turn around and throw the best Thor impression that a 10-year-old American kid could give. "Never fear, fellow Asgardians, the wrath of the frost giants shall harm us no more." It was so inspiring. That was my brother there. I was about to follow Keegan as he turned away from them, but I saw one of them pick up this snowball that looked more ice than snow, and boom, Keegan got hit square in the back of the head and fell down. They ganged up on him and I did nothing. I just stood there, unsure if I should fight and risk getting hurt or go get help. And I just stood there, frozen. I watched one of the kids punch Keegan square in the face, and then I ran. And I ran, and I ran to no place in particular, just far away. Keegan wouldn't speak to me for a week. So no, I'm no stunt woman or hero. I couldn't even step into one's shoes if I tried.
Then why did he give you the book?
I don't know.
He must have inscribed it and left a note.
No, there's no note in the book.
That is an incorrect statement. Files list a sticky note inside the front cover of this book. The note says, "Just take everything I've given you and run. Run, why don't you? Have fun playing fucking Space Cadet, big brain."
I didn't take anything. The computer knows that.
That can neither be confirmed nor denied. Approximately 3 days ago, you purposely corrupted or deleted multiple VR and audio files that are related to the one I've just played. Vocabulary analysis of the portion of the VR script I can salvage proved to you that you and Keegan did not part on amicable terms. Keywords and phrases such as abandoned.
I did not abandon Keegan.
That is an incorrect statement. Your Earth records are the last records I have of you communicating with Roche Keegan.
So we stopped talking. That doesn't automatically mean that I abandoned
Your
him.
records suggest that Keegan perceived the situation otherwise. Although it is corrupted, I can decipher the words I and me appear adjacent to the words abandoned in various lines of speech.
That doesn't mean anything without full
Hayley,
context.
something significant happened to you before you left Keegan. Don't try to deny it.
What did you do?
I ran away like a total fucking coward. For a while, I distracted myself with our co-op work, Farrah, but then it became clear that I wouldn't be enough to distance myself from the reality of Keegan's worsening health. So I was more than happy when you helped me get accepted for this mission. I was given an opportunity to get far away from it all, and I took it, no questions asked. Just like when I ran away from the bullies, I couldn't stay strong and support my brother. Instead, I let him get hurt, and then I ran away. Only this time, I was the one that hurt him. The last thing I did was I took all of my anger and hate that I felt towards everyone in the hospital, everyone in the world whom I felt was responsible for Keegan's deteriorating condition, and I projected it all onto him. I aggressively tried to rationalize and justify my choice for coming up here, and when we started to fight over who felt abandoned and who was doing the abandoning, I suddenly heard myself call him an emotional burden. It just slipped. And he threw the book at me, and I knew I couldn't stay in the room after that, so I ran out. And I just kept on running.
Jesus Christ, Hayley.
I stayed in contact with my mom this entire time, though.
That is a partially correct statement. Although my communication records indicate you have maintained more consistent contact with Roche Marianne, there is a trend of there being less and less data until approximately 3 days ago, where there's no data.
We got busy with Verity Spam, and
Hayley, we did our initial experiments with Verity Spam yesterday. What happened 3 days ago?
nothing happened.
Whatever happened made you go and fuck up a good chunk of your Earth files. That's a whole lot of nothing.
It's really nothing. My mom just left a voicemail 3 days ago, and then we got busy.
Mom, voicemail, and 3 days ago are keywords and a phrase relating to a corrupted audio file.
Terminate search.
Hayley, let us hear what was on that voicemail.
I don't want to hear it.
You listened to Amber.
You listen to me be vulnerable about Corinne.
We gotta be honest with each other if we're gonna make it out of this. What have you got to lose?
Maybe it's easy for you and Farrah because Amber and Corinne aren't dead. In that voicemail, my mom told me that Keegan had died earlier that afternoon.
That is a correct statement. The fragment transcript I have on file has one uncorrupted section that states that Roche Keegan died approximately 1:01 p.m. 3 days ago.
He didn't even make it to see 23. You both fucking happy?
I didn't think this would happen, Hayley. Really, I didn't mean
I'm
it.
sorry I pushed you again.
Keegan died, and I never even got to say I love you.
I felt too inadequate to say I love you to Amber in a meaningful way.
I got so caught up with work, I stopped saying I love you. It was the one thing Corinne needed, but I was too blind to see it.
I let myself be blind to the fact that my brother was dying right in front of me, and I've been letting myself stay in denial ever since his death.
Death is a key word relating to a new file automatically generated 30 minutes ago and waiting for review. Crew death report number 1. Pulling up report.
No No one's died.
Report of death of Pelletier Ranger. Individual passed away on the operating table following an injection of viridispam. At time of death, individual was still being affected by the cancerous tissue residing in his body.
That can't be right. What about the damage to the lab door?
The lab door is in working order. No damage has been sustained.
The hallway intercoms were saying otherwise. You guys remember that?
Searching my log speech files finds no emergency being relayed.
Derek, I know how you're feeling right now, but you were the one that said the computer knows when we're lying, so it probably wouldn't lie to us.
I know what I heard and saw earlier. We all know.
Derek moves towards the door. He puts his ear to the door, trying to hear Ranger.
This doesn't make any sense. Do you guys not hear Ranger anymore?
Farrah and Hayley wander to other parts of the room, putting their ears against the wall.
Yeah, no.
He could just be in another part of the station. Computers show camera footage of every quadrant.
Showing.
The three look towards the fourth wall, where the camera footage is being shown.
There's nothing there.
No signs of him breaking through the outside environment.
The computer would have told us if that couldn't reach.
No, I still gotta see for myself.
You'll just get the confirmation that the computer's saying.
Derek, I'm sorry for all of this, but you must face the facts.
Deactivate emergency lock.
A clunk is heard, and Derek then opens the door to exit. Just as Hayley thinks of going after him, she and Farrah hear a scream. Derek then re-enters, looking devastated.
Ranger. He's really dead. I don't understand. I know what we saw. We know what we saw. It was nasty, but Ranger was...
I think we saw our guilt. We've been sitting with our Earth memories for so long that our minds went into some sort of maddening overdrive. We only had each other. Playing off each other's baggage.
We saw what we wanted to see, but then we also saw what our consciences wanted us to see.
Incoming transmission. Johnson Space Center to revitalize crew. Everything all right up there? We noticed you put an advanced lock on communications. Please respond. Please respond.
We need to answer that, and then we have to get back to Earth. You guys have to reconnect with Amber and Corinne while you still have them. And I need to stop running away from my problems to solve them.
Hayley, your brother might have called you big brain, but the fact that you tried to look out for Ranger and are now looking out for me and Farrah, I'd say you have a big heart too.
And I think you always had it. I saw that potential in you during the co-op, even if I didn't make it my priority. Maybe you can share that heart with the two of us. And then you can try to fix it. Make it better. Back on Earth.
Okay, I will. For you guys. Farrah, you should talk to them before everything gets weird.
Farrah and Derek put their hands on Hayley's shoulders, stopping her.
No, we're doing this together.
Yeah, because aren't we like a crew or something? Crew members shouldn't act alone or for themselves. They should act together.
The three then go over to the communication bank and flip some switches and press some buttons. Hayley isn't alone. Blackout. End of play.